You
Boom,
guys know me.
boom, boom, boom. What's up? What's
Boom,
up?
boom. What's up, Alex?
How's everyone doing today?
Oh, but Bodine's doing good. He's
I see
been
that.
trading some futures. He's closed up some SLV and IBIT spreads for profit. Let's
Nice.
see.
What is IBIT doing? Because crypto's having a little bit of a good day.
Is it? I have not looked yet at
Well,
crypto.
it's yeah. Bitcoin's up today despite the SPY going down. What's up, Jeff?
Hey, Alex, how's it going?
Good man.
Hey, Blake.
Hey, what's up, Jeff?
Good.
Yeah. Interesting. A very strange day, I will say, in the markets. SPY is down. The
Yes.
Qs are down. IWM is down. RSP is down, but actually not as much. I don't think it's as much. Let's see. Actually, what's the equivalent? Down a quarter percent. What's SPY down? A little worse. Um, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't really. We've seen this pattern play out, folks. I mean, we're all the way back down to last Friday. um, we erased 3 days of gains. I wouldn't get too worried. We've seen this play out, this whole trend, touching the nine. We're bouncing off the nine. Now we've recovered a little bit, we're still bouncing off the nine moving average. So yeah.
Makes you
We'll see what
wonder.
happens tomorrow. But I think we're probably going to recover. This was a pretty big, I believe the expected move for SPY today was not as large as what's happened. So the expected move today was 1.4.
I'm gonna say it's about a buck, wasn't it?
It was about a buck 40. Now we're down 281. I mean, we
Yeah.
might get a pump, honestly,
Yeah.
end of day pump.
Be
Uh,
nice, wouldn't it?
it would be nice. Yeah. Um, just a quick update. I'll drop this in Telegram if so actually Riot, we actually up 50% this morning. We hit like that 20 peak and then we held. We're down on this. This is from the Unusual Flows app. We're gonna just keep on hold. I'm not too like Riot's obviously a high beta. This is never accurate, but look, beta 256. I think we're gonna probably spike on SPY tomorrow. I think it's gonna recover. We're gonna hold this into tomorrow. I think we can probably get a 20% gain out of this. I should have just exited, but whatever. We got a 20% on URA earlier. Oh yeah, I wanted to tell you about that, Jeff. URA faded that. But
Um,
uh,
so is that beta? Is it legit like off the S&P?
yeah, I mean, so this is not completely accurate. For instance, like I forget some stock we always talk about
Yeah. Well,
frequently
I didn't
here,
know if
but
they did that based off of Bitcoin as opposed to the S&P is why I was wondering. Because I know some people
oh,
will change their beta calculations based off what they do.
I
And,
didn't know that. Interesting.
yeah. And that's why I was asking, is that beta based off of Bitcoin or is that beta based off the S&P?
Is Riot beta based off of Bitcoin?
I think so. Right?
Is not based directly on Bitcoin. So I think it's to the S&P.
Okay, that's fine. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is Google AI overview though. I don't know how accurate. I don't think it's yeah, I don't think it's based on Bitcoin though.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like a miner, right? Though, like, isn't it based on how much Bitcoin they own or something?
Yeah. That's what I think Jeffrey was talking about it more yesterday. Yeah, it's basically they turn it into treasuries, I think. Or MSTR does that. I think a lot of these Riot, MSTR.
Hmm.
They're a Bitcoin miner, though. That's their fundamental thing. Um, and so there's two reasons why I'm like still holding this. We'll see how it goes. But uh this one, this is a big old candlestick. And I just feel like we are breaching over this support zone here. We do have it's not broken below the trend, it's still in a nice little trend. And actually a good recovery today if you look at, just day to day instead of intraday. And also the fact we was talking about this, Bitcoin's up today, despite broader market sell-off. So if we do get a little pop on SPY tomorrow, a little recovery here, I think things could turn around. And we still have flows coming in too. More importantly, accidentally exited out of my app, but you can see there's some flows, some puts too, but still some flows coming in on Riot at the 26, 20, 1850, 19, but still some more call flows coming in. So yep, going to stay in that one. But yeah, so Jeff, we faded URA. We saw puts coming in yesterday, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I was just looking at this chart. I was looking at me. I was like, I don't know. This is pretty crazy. Uh, how just cliff face it is.
Yeah.
I was like,
It's,
we got some put flows coming in. This looks like it's in shape for a pullback. So we got like a 20%, little slower moving one. Wasn't a huge pop, but it was nice.
that's nice. Awesome.
Yeah. Oh, nice. It's kept on going down. Um, but yeah. I mean, long-term bullish, ladies and gentlemen, on URA or yeah, on URA on uranium in general, but just like, it's going to rebalance a little bit. People are going to take profits.
Oh,
Mhm.
yeah. So what's interesting though is UEC still up.
Yeah, so I thought honestly UEC would produce some pretty bad earnings, which they did. They missed, and it spiked, and that was kind of my bear thesis for. They're only 6%, I think, of URA, but
Right.
I thought if they sucked, it would drag URA down. They did suck, but they're up, but URA is still down. So
Ah,
I don't know if maybe Oklo. Oklo's a pretty good. It might be Oklo. Oklo's down today. Oklo's a pretty big holding for URA, I believe.
yeah, I think it is.
So
You still like Oklo for longs?
You
did I
know,
sell?
I'd really like Oklo to pull back to that a 9 period right there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That'd be really good for it. It kind of
yeah,
launched and it needs to breathe.
yeah. This is ridiculous. I mean, they have no like revenue, and they're just $140. It's pretty heady out there, ladies and gentlemen. We're
But
getting
even look at
pretty
your
saucy.
VWAP on that thing. I mean, there's like nothing up there. I mean, it's just
Yeah.
really low.
Even the volume shelf, there's like no volume. Did you notice that
Yeah.
too? There's like nothing. It's all down low in like the 80s and the 70s.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. It's let me go back to let me take daily. Boom. Yeah. I mean, there's no volume on this move. I mean, there was some volume here, but in terms of like, I mean, it was a high volume move, but right here, but in terms of like general support versus where it's been, I mean, there's nothing, man.
Right.
Even if we go, let's make this a little more timely. Let's just go to when it crossed over the 9. All right, so now we have a little more. This is what the volume. You have to kind of change it around, when the theses change, when it gets above like this far up, it's good. I mean, we are at a volume shelf, so we'll be able. Well, this will be interesting. So this is actually a very interesting support line for Oklo, 137.75. If we do dip below here today, yeah, we could see a fall to the next 130, so $7 drop. Now where it gets really interesting, this is how I kind of use volume shelves. If we start dipping below here, which is 124, if you see, there's not really any support. I mean, it's a huge volume valley, so we could see actually basically just a retracement to sub 100. So we'll watch this. I'll put this puppy. This on the watch list. We'll see. We'll see what it does. Um,
Wow, they started out this month at $70.16.
did they really? That's crazy. For nothing. For nothing.
Yeah. They started out at $70.16. They started out the week at 130.84. Man.
Heady times, ladies and gentlemen. We got LB. What's up? Camco. Camco CCJ, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
So yeah, okay, so yeah, so he says Camco is the biggest component of URA, and they're down big
Okay.
Oh
today.
wow.
So that's probably what led to some of the URA sell off.
Speaking of down today, look at FCX.
Dude, so yeah. I don't know if this
Oh
is why
my.
I don't know why shares would fall to this much just based on oh, I don't
Well, it's their projections though, is what's killing them. They had that mine over there in Indonesia that caved in
yeah.
and it killed a couple of people. And now they're saying that they won't open that mine probably until the first half of 2026. Well, that
Wow.
mine is huge, and they're looking to lose like 34% in revenue because that mine shut down. Well, there's your reason why it's down.
Yeah.
And but what's crazy is if you flip that coin around, look at your HG contract, your copper contract, or you can look at SCCO. It doesn't matter which one you look at. But if you look at that, that thing spiked up today on the exact same news because now there's going
Supply
to
and
be a
demand.
copper shortage.
Yeah.
And so you got copper, and then of course your competitor out there, SCCO, is going to be able to fill in some of the gap. So SCCO is up really good today based off the same thing. So I mean, look at that, boom. So
Very.
I knew somebody who had some calls on that, I believe, but
Yeah.
Blake.
Hmm.
Oh, you did? Oh, nice,
Yeah.
man.
I cashed out today.
What'd you get? You get something nice, something saucy?
Yeah, it was like 1600% gains. I turned,
What?
yeah, it was like 25 bucks into 350. And
Yeah.
Whoa.
that was like after I scaled out. That was my final runner.
Oh, wow. Did you get that from Jeff or did you just
I
find it on your
did.
own?
No, that was Jeff. He was in here talking. He was like, "Man,
Yeah.
I just love SCCO," because he saw the sell off, and he was like SCCO calls, they're gonna do good. And I was like, "Oh, I mean, I believe in this."
Oh, that's sick, man.
Yeah, that was a good trade.
Gotta get that testimonial.
I
Uh,
do. Jeff, where's your testimonial page? I got to put that in there.
Bodine saying Mud Rush sounds like a digestive problem. I think it sounds like an alcoholic drink. My family,
Well,
we go to Hilton Head every when I was a kid, we go to like my family, my cousins and everything, and would go to the Hilton Head as a big family vacation, rent out a house. I always remember my older cousins would make mudslides on the beach.
well, what's really funny is they call it a cave, and I was just like, it's a freaking mine. I mean, they're pulling copper and gold out of the thing, but they call it a cave. So they had a cave mud slide. I mean, I was just like, okay, whatever.
A
So
cave slide.
Reminds me of those kids that got trapped in that cave. Wasn't that in Indonesia too? Those kids that got trapped in that cave? That was a while ago. You might not remember that.
Yeah, in Argentina or something, Chile or something.
I
It
can't
was
remember.
in
They had to
Latin
send.
America, I think.
Was it okay? Different
Yeah.
one then.
Or maybe that was there's lots of people. You ever see those you ever see those like thousand ways to die about cave spelunkers who try and get into a slot like
oh yeah,
that
Yeah,
big and get trapped?
the
yeah.
Oh,
Nutty Putty Cave
the Nutty
accident.
Putty Cave, yeah.
That's the famous one.
Even those
Yeah.
cave explorers, those scuba diver guys get into those little small areas and stuff. That
Dude,
just
that's
makes me nervous.
Absolutely.
I watch those videos, and my palms get wet, man. It makes me so I'm not even claustrophobic, but like that would just be a hell of a way to go.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, you take the wrong tunnel back, and uh-oh. So
Flashlight goes out. Uh-oh.
yeah,
Yeah. So, I was trying to think about cool things to do each day And I know we got some people who like premium. I mean, I like premium. You know, we have a service. We actually sell premium on Apple each week. We're in this position this week. Um, we're up 25, 26%. We opened it this morning on a bear credit spread. Sorry, yeah, well, bear credit spread, bear call spread. Basically, just looking for Apple to stay below 255 by expiration. About a 30 delta on that. So I thought, you know, I found Mondays and Tuesdays, the beginning of the week, to sometimes aren't as good to sell credit. Does anybody know what a credit spread is? Right? Let me know in the chat. Ooh. Margaret made 113% on bull. Dude, that is sick. Okay, we'll come back to credit spread. I just want to see what bull did.
When there's money
Oh,
to be
that's
made.
sick. You must have held Margaret. Ooh, nice. Margaret, I'm gonna grab that screen. Blake, can we grab that screenshot just to put it in the testimonial?
Sir.
Thank you.
I got you.
So credit spreads, right? There's two spreads, well, there's many spreads. There's, debit and credit spreads. You probably heard of both of these if you've been around. Basically, they're just the inversion of each other. So, actually, let me double check what I sold. Yeah, 255, 257. All right, so a credit spread, right? Credit means you get a credit to your account when you open a trade. And let me know if you like trading credit spreads in the chat. Bodine said he does like trading credit spreads. So let's look at this. Credit spreads. When you sell, okay, you sell a nearer priced option, you buy a farther out option. So basically, we did on Apple today, we did 255 and the 257.50. So these aren't exactly close to the levels. I don't feel like typing it in, but you get the idea, right? We sold this one, we bought this one. Now,
Now are you doing weeklies?
Oh, the weeklies. Yep.
Okay.
On the 26th. That's why I found Wednesdays, because the way you're basically credit spreads are a theta play. And they're an price action play, but they're really theta. If you took a 45-day out spread, you would find that, and let's just say price was the exact same, right? Let's just say you took a 45-day out spread on Apple, price never moved from 247.89. You would see very little movement on that spread until like 15 days before expiration. So take a 45-day out expiration at 30. If Apple never moves even, theta decay would start kicking in, right? Which is when the options lose value due to time. So if people are buying call options or losing value due to time. Now that accelerates, it basically starts to, it's always happening, but the curve is it goes like this. So it's like this, and then it's like the theta decay kicks in hard at the basically 15-day out mark. But like the last, last half of the expiration cycle is when theta really kicks in. So on a weekly, what I found Wednesdays tend to work a lot better than Monday is one, because look at this price action on Apple on Monday. Big gap up, over the weekend. And we looked like we might be actually soaring higher, right? Tuesday, though, we had a little bit of a reversal, nothing much. But also, this could just be, this is a big move on Apple, especially at I don't know, is Apple 4 trillion, 3 trillion, multi-trillion dollar company? Huge move. But turns out that wasn't just a pause before a move higher, at least, right now. It actually was a little bit of a top and then a rebalancing. So now we're down. So we have Wednesday, we have a pretty solid price action setup here. We kind of know more where the action's going, right? Never know for sure, but we can, have a little bit of a bigger guesstimate. Now, we could be wrong. Apple could go up tomorrow to 253. But as long as it stays below 255 by Friday, we will, and by expiration on Friday, we usually don't hold until expiration because this is an assignable contract. Unless it's way down here by Friday, we'll close it out on Friday morning for like whatever the proportion of the credit. If we got $25 per contract, we'll close it out at $70, 70% of that total, right? 70% income on that credit received, maybe 80% or 90%, depending where it is. But as long as it stays below 255, we don't need to worry about we're profitable on the spread. And it's the opposite. This is a bear call spread, right? So if you think the stock is going to stay down, you want to sell a bear call spread. It's the opposite of like a call naked, or not a naked. It's the opposite of like a long call or a long put. Conversely, if you thought Apple, like if we had taken a position here on Monday, because Apple had this giant move and we bought or sold an option at Apple has two, it'd be 250. If we sold an option at 250, bought the 247.50, right? That would be a bearish, or sorry, a bullish credit spread, right? A put credit spread. Now, even though puts are typically to the downside, because you're selling the one, you're getting basically you're combining the two contracts, it inverts, right? Does that make sense to everyone? You have anything else to add, Jeff? Please feel free to go ahead and
Yeah.
add it. But that's basically how it works, right? Just think, right? Bull credit spreads means the stock's going down. Bull put spreads, bull put. Sorry, I'm mixing it up. I've been doing a lot of debit spreads recently. Bear call spreads are credit spreads. You think the stock is going down. Bull put spreads. You think the stock is going up. Right? It's just the inverted of like a regular call and a regular put. The cool thing is though, is like what I was talking about is you don't need the stock. The stock can go, if you were going to go long, right? You need the stock to go up within the time frame of your trade. But that's only one way to win, really, right? You only have one way to win. When you sell a spread, you have three ways to win, basically, because what you get, the stock can go up. Again, stock can go up. As long as it stays below this short strike, though, you're fine. The stock can go sideways because it's still below the short strike, and the stock can go down and you're still below that short strike, and you're still going to be able to collect your premium and win on that trade. So versus one way to win, credit spreads turn it into three ways to win. So it makes sense to everybody. Cool. Let me know if you have any questions about how the mechanics of those work. So, as I said, Wednesdays, I think these are the best times to enter, especially weekly expirations, because on Wednesdays, the theta cycle starts to kick in earnest. And so if you open these trades, you can usually get in on some immediate theta decay and start getting some profits on a P&L on your terminal, right? So I made.
I was going to say that's one of the reasons. I mean, one of the. I'm going to say this: there's a big frustration with like bull call spreads or bear put spreads, the debit spreads, just because. And people ask me about this all the time. Is, hey, I bought this. Let's just flip your spread around here. I bought this 255, 257.5 call spread on Apple, and it's up at 258.5. I'm only up 13 cents.
Right.
And you're just like, yeah, because nothing's decayed.
Right. Exactly.
And so they just get totally frustrated with that. And I'm just like, and the odds are tomorrow it might rewrite back down again. So you have to be really, really careful with that.
Yeah, you do. And you can also lose if you collect, depending on your theta and on your delta that you'd open these up at. Delta is basically a measurement of how fast how much the underlying option changes per every dollar move in a stock. So if you have like a a 30-cent delta. The dollar's at one. The dollar is at the option is at $1, and the stock moves up $1. That option will go up by 30 cents to $1.30, right?
Right.
The farther out delta you use, the more you're always going to on credit spreads. You're always going to be able to lose more than you collect as premium.
Yes.
So if you collect, if you let's just say if you collect uh $20, all right, your max loss will probably be around somewhere to like 55, right? Um Now, because there's no free lunch in the markets, right? You can win three ways, but you can also lose. But they are, if you structure them right, they're a little higher percentage than just buying a long call or a long put. Because again, you have multiple ways to win on these. So I had this premium scanner, and I think we're gonna. I mean, I don't know if you're interested in this, Jeff. I thought we could just start doing this every week and kind of track, like, keep people updated on like what's going on. I can open some on Wednesday and keep like Thursday. Hey guys, we're down on this one. We're gonna close it out. We're up on this one. We're gonna let it ride. How far away are we? Just keep on. And I think it could be pretty fun. Um,
So you're ranking everything by theta?
oh, no, this is implied volatility,
Ah,
market cap, and beta, because I'm going to try and find some stuff that gives us some juicy premiums
mm-hmm.
that we can collect, because you can sell one, like if you go to Freeport McMoran, you can get 7 cents, which
Yeah,
is
nothing.
$7. So you don't, if you're not, that's not going to do much for you. But there's other ones that can do some stuff for you. So let's just, I thought we could like look at some of these, see if there's chart setups. You do have to use the chart to figure out what you want to do on these. Hood, I was looking at right before we got on. So Hood this is a pretty, I mean, this is an interesting one because it's basically like, what is this called? A hanging star, some type of star. It's at the end of this bull trend. This could go either way. We could actually see Hood go up tomorrow. This is basically like a neutral position. I mean, there's basically the entire candle body is just neutral between buyers and sellers. Also, the wicks are basically equidistant, which means equal length, which means there's been a huge just uncertainty about price movement. It is up with SPY being down, which is interesting if SPY does go up tomorrow. We could it could go up. I would think it would go up as well. But let's see what the premiums are. So if we go over Doji, okay, that's a Doji candle. All right, thank you.
Yeah, basically arguing that if you break that bar tomorrow, it's going to tank.
Yeah, this could go, it could go either way, right? Now the cool thing about opening trades on Wednesday is we only have 2 days for something to happen. So if we get some strong directional trend, which, I mean, Robinhood does. Let's go ahead and look at these premiums. So we're going to be opening, of course, the 26th, September spreads. The question is, do we think it's going to go up more? Do we think it's going to go down more?
What do
I
your
mean,
flows say?
I don't think any flows came in on Hood. Let me check.
Because they're out
We have
there
a
buying.
$133 call for, I bet it's October 10th. It's not super high volume either. It's
Oh,
only 300 contracts.
okay.
Yeah, see.
Yeah, nothing.
Yeah, nothing. Actually, let's see something else. Oh, man, all these apps I have all these iPhone emulators running because I built these scanners. Um, let's see, anything coming this week? No, got some 1010s. All right, so let's see. Well, the cool thing about Hood actually is all their strikes are in dollar increments. So we have basically we can basically just pick one wherever we want to set the limit, set the order and stuff. So let's go. If we did a call spread, it's trading at 127 right now. Let's see, if we traded a call spread at 130, that basically means Hood would need to go stay under 130 by expiration. And we could collect, move the webinar chat. Sell vertical. We collect $30 per contract. And our max risk would be $70. So let me show you guys what I am looking at here. If this will detect, oh wait.
You're doing this week's 130, 131.
Yeah. So look at this, folks. Wait, where is it? Is that the right order? Yeah, that's the right one. All right, check this out. So we would be taking the 130, right? We're going to sell this one, buy this one, 132. That means, wait, did I say 132? I meant 130, 131, right? Did I mean 131? Yes.
Yeah, 130, 131.
Yeah. So let's see. Boom, 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 boom. So basically, we need Hood to stay under 130 by expiration. We sell the 130, we buy the 131, call, creates a net credit to our account. We get it instantly, right? Which is cool. You get $30, right? And that's all we need. What's interesting is that everything has been rolling over, but Hood hasn't. But now it has a little bit of a trembling price action. So I kind of like this one. Let's go ahead. We can look at some others. Maybe something has a more clear trend. Let's just check real quick because All right, Uber. Uber's another one. Uber doesn't have. Let me just look at. I haven't traded Uber in a while. Let me see. Oh, they have dollar options too. Dollar strike list. I mean. Let's see if we can go. What's the 100 for Uber? So vertical. We can only get $13 for that. So we'd have to go basically closer to this price. I'm probably not as certain about that one. Barry, we haven't taken the Hood one yet. Hold on 1 minute, Barry. This is the real life on the grounds. We're thinking through things.
Checking things out.
Yeah, checking things out. We don't want to jump into anything. Let's look at PayPal. Nothing. I'm not really. It looks like it's kind of in a consolidation pattern to the downside. Let's see if we can. What the premiums are on this one?
They got dollar strikes on that one too.
They do, yeah. We're picking all the dollar strikes. So if we were to, let's just say what if we can do 60, maybe let's see 69 is pretty low. It's gonna not be great for us.
13 cents.
Yeah. It's looking like Hood might be the juiciest one. All right, we're gonna check out two more, and if we don't see any better ones. Ooh, Nike. Nike I wanted to look at anyways because they signed a deal with Skims. Oops. No. And they're still selling off hard. And they're kind of in a good downtrend. Let's see, Nike. Thank you. Only $15. Hood was like 30, right?
Yeah, Hood was looking pretty good so far out of all these.
Yeah, this is 20. This is not. It's not too
bad.
bad. It's 72. 72. So I mean this is $20 per contract, $72, $73 strike. we're in a pretty good downtrend for Nike. Could it recover to 72 by Friday?
It's a dollar.
Expiration. It is, yeah, it's a dollar. It is like it's below the 200 though.
Yeah.
And it's 20, it might be safer. The only thing that stops me on Hood is just is that. Look, it was red and then it was green, and we just really don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Um, so I kind
Yeah.
of like the Nike more. I don't, what do you think?
Oh, I have no problem selling call spreads on Nike.
All right. Well, let's do Nike then. Um, so we're gonna sell the uh 72. Then we're gonna buy 73, right?
Yeah.
Uh, this is gonna give us a net credit. Let's go. Oh, we got 19. Okay, it's dropped a little bit already. Let's see if we can get 20 real quick. So let me just double check. 26. Okay, actually, before I get into this, I'm gonna give it to everyone else. How about that? I can't do line breaks in Zoom though. So let me go to some app that I can write the orders in.
Alex, if you want on Zoom, just hold Shift and click Enter, and it'll let you
Is that how you
go
do
down.
it? Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah, it's the same way on like Slack. If you hold Shift and click Enter, it
I've
lets
tried to
you.
do that. No, see, I do that. It doesn't work.
Ah,
Yeah, yeah. No, I know.
dang.
Yeah, I can't do it on Zoom. I don't know why. Maybe I have an external like keyboard. Maybe it's like the mapping is wrong.
Oh,
But
hey, you know what? You're also on Mac, aren't you?
I am, yeah.
That could be why.
Yeah. So
Well, I tried.
sell to open NKE 26 September 25 $72 call, buy to open NKE 26 September 25 $73 call, entry limit, get 19, but try and get 20 cents if you can, right? Yeah. Okay, let's go. Okay, it looks like it's at 20 or it's at 19. Let's see if I can get filled for 20. Mhm. 20.
Oh,
Did you get filled?
not yet. I was just Googling why can't you do that on a Mac, and everything says you can.
You can't, like cannot.
You know, you can. I mean, it says it's a
Yeah, I don't. I mean, I can do it on like Slack. That's where I
yeah, it's
draft
a
all
soft
these.
return. I don't know why it won't work. That's weird.
Yeah, I don't know either.
That's crazy.
All right, let's I notched it down to 19 cents. Let's see if we can get it at 19 cents. We'll give it a second to work. Um,
Well, I'm
but
working at 19.
yeah, I'm working at 19 too. I don't really want to go down to 18 because we just dropped, you know. Um,
Yeah, we went from 171 down to 170.92. So
yeah,
they knew we were coming.
I know. Yeah, Nike's. I don't know what's going on though. I see these lines out in Georgetown, Skims, all these girls line up. I don't know what Skims is. It's just a new athleisure wear brand. I guess Nike's trying to get some of the youth with
Well, and that's another thing which I would think that Nike be going up because you talk about footwear people. Foot Locker got bought out by Dick's, and then Skechers went to a private equity. So now what footwear can you buy or sell? Nike. That's
yeah.
it. I mean, that's it. So
Yeah, I don't really know. I mean, they had good earnings too, better than
Yeah, they
people
did.
thought. It's very strange why Wall Street doesn't like this, why the markets don't like this company. I mean, they came up on earnings, and then look, just the whole post earnings pop has just been completely obliterated. We're basically at the almost at the low.
Yeah, they take out that 69.69, they're gonna go fill a gap.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, they could go hard down. I mean, they're below the 200. There's nothing really bullish about this technical side of the
No,
chart
I'll agree.
at all.
It's just been in a real long-term downtrend almost.
And what's interesting too is just even like look at that volume on the sell off when we dip below. That's probably
Yeah.
a little bearish. Pretty motivated selling lot there. People didn't want it at all. This thing was expensive, man. I mean, I use Nike. I think Nike clothes are the best. All my athletic shorts are basically Nike. They fit well.
I guess they don't have Michael Jordan anymore.
Yeah, yeah, that was the key. That was the key. Now it's at 17. Now it's going up to 18. I think we can get filled at 19 here.
Yeah, we'll let it work a little bit.
Yeah. So, gold and silver, real quick. I just want to, I heard gold was selling off today, and lo and behold,
Yeah,
um, this
dollars
is
popped
interesting
up.
though, because like we had such a big gap up. This actually, for people who wanted to buy, like they saw this thing, like, oh my God, I missed it. Well, now you're kind of getting a good buying opportunity, right?
Yeah.
And then silver, of course, even bigger gap, but more like sold, right? So you like got this gap. I mean, frankly, I feel like this price will hold just because I don't know technical side really, except that you know silver's. I mean, it's the metals. The metals are going up. That's just my
Right.
opinion.
Well, and that's the problem with what you got with silver right now on today's market. You got, gold's down $45, and you've got copper that's up 18 cents, and silver is both an industrial and precious metal. So it's down a little bit, but it's not down as much as it would be if copper was down also. I think copper's trying to buoy it up a little bit. A little earlier, gold was down about $35 and copper was up, I don't know, about 20 cents. And silver was like break even on the day going, I don't know which way to go here.
Yeah.
So, but it's actually kind of pulled back a little bit. But yeah, I
What are
think it's
what are
just giving
silver
us,
futures?
what's that?
What are silver futures?
SI.
They're down too a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah.
So,
I think gold's down like what, 2% today or something?
Is it
I think so.
1.17? So silver's only down
Yeah.
about half of it, which is what's really cool. Is I feel like silver has more. I mean, gold's been on such a tear. Silver's always a lagging trade, right? It has a little more oomph. It has a little more maybe. Um, People aren't as ready to take profits, at least on GLD and SLV versus
right.
people are more willing to. There's got a lot more run up, right? So they're going to be less profit taking, more just like, yeah, let's take us to the next stage.
Well, not only that, but when you get these pullbacks a little bit, man, you'll see a lot of buying stepping back in again. And just because, just like anybody, nobody likes to buy a brand new high, right? So they'll let it pull back somewhat, like today, and then they'll go, okay, now we can kind of snatch this up right here, and we'll see if the thing pops back up again. I mean, you look at where the highs were up in gold, we're down somewhere around $80 from the highs. So, and usually when it does that, it usually pulls back around 100, $150. So it's about halfway there, and we'll be looking good. So, but I mean, they had a huge run here.
Yeah.
So, so it kind
So
of needs a little bit of a breather.
yeah, and you've been doing this really cool thing with silver. Forget about gold for a second, ladies and gentlemen. Jeff has this really cool silver trading strategy where, yeah, you can buy and hold silver. That's great. But you can also get some income on it along the way. You want to
Oh,
show people how
yeah.
to do that?
Well, and that's the biggest thing in silver. What happens in silver a lot of times, and you can kind of see it on the chart. It'll move and then it consolidates, and then it moves and it consolidates, and then it moves and it consolidates. And because of that, you don't know when those moves are really going to occur. So what I like doing is looking just like we have been looking at the credit spread side of it and start doing credit spreads and getting paid once silver begins to move again. And so I do, instead of doing weeklies, we go out longer term on that. And that way you can sit there and A, you get the time decay, but B, you also get the, once you have one of these big pushes like you saw, what was that, 4 days ago, where it just jumped up, then of course all of a sudden you get filled on your trade and you're good to go, and now you go out and load them up again. But yeah, that's the biggest thing. And what's really cool historically, if you look at what literally gold has done over the past 2 years, I mean, we've had a huge super cycle going on. And usually silver kind of lags in that, just like you were saying, Alex. And then once you start getting in toward the end of that super cycle, silver will just, I don't know, catch a bid and just take off. And I think the reason for that is that gold gets so expensive is that people are like, I'm not going to spend 3,750 bucks for an ounce of gold. That's for 1 ounce. Where I
Right.
could buy silver here at 40 bucks. So,
The poor
I
man's
mean,
gold.
yeah, exactly. It's a poor man's gold. And all of a sudden they'll start pouring into silver just because it is the poor man's gold, and everybody jumps on that train, and it really starts to push silver higher. And I think silver probably over the next 2 to 4 years is probably going to get above 50 bucks and possibly even go to 75.
And we can collect income all the way, all along the
Oh,
way, right?
yeah. I mean, we can collect income just day in and day out on that thing. It's really neat.